When someone tells you about their new favorite FPS that takes place in the near future, perhaps the last thing you might expect is for one of the maps to be in a medieval castle. Yet, here we are. Eichenwalde, situated in the German countryside nearby the city of Stuttgart, this sleepy little town is not only a fun map, but displays some wonderful bits about the world's history and the Omnic crisis. Now, the first thing you may notice is that Eichenwalde is abandoned. This is not as surprising, as the game doesn't populate any area, but in this case it's far more noticeable as everything is run down and left in such a way that seems everyone left in a hurry. This is because Eichenwalde was the site of one of the major battles of the Omnic crisis between the Bastion units and the Crusaders. They stopped the Omnic forces from reaching Stuttgart and were celebrated as heroes. In the real world, Eichenwalde doesn't exist. Its name roughly means oak forest in German, which is fairly apt given the location in Germany's Black Forest. Wald is a suffix typically added onto the end of town names, much like Berg or Stein. Stuttgart, however, is quite real and is the capital and largest city of the German state of Baden-Württemberg. It is considered the cradle of the automobile, and it is widely believed to be both where the automobile and the motorcycle were invented. It has Germany's highest density of scientific and research organizations as well. I can imagine these were taken into great consideration when choosing the location for Eichenwalde, as in the setting of Overwatch, any Omnic production or factory would be located near such a large hub of technology. This would also make it a very prime target for the Omnic forces. The idea behind Eichenwalde is likely inspired by the many castles found in Germany's countryside and towns. In particular, we see a lot of influence in Eichenwalde's design from the Hohenzollern Castle, conveniently located 31 miles outside of Stuttgart and in the Black Forest. Though fortified and used as a fortress during the 30 Years' War, it is now home to an open-air cinema, museum, and a seasonal Christmas market according to travel guides. Book your tour today, guaranteed to be Omnic-free. Swinging back to Overwatch history, you may have noticed earlier that the posters showing the Crusaders look quite familiar. Our very own Reinhardt was part of this defense group under the command of his mentor, General Baldric von Adler, who happened to be born in Eichenwalde. They were almost all equipped with the same sort of power armor Reinhardt sports and frequently went into the battle with shields and rocket hammers. You can see a small clip of this battle, including Reinhardt, during the Bastion cinematic trailer. The Crusaders, looking to outflank the enemy Omnic forces, went through the village of Eichenwalde to make their stand. They succeeded in breaking the oncoming tide of renegade Omnics and gave the German army the chance to push them back, but the Crusaders gave their lives to do so. General Baldric von Adler's power armor and remains still sit in the castle, a well-deserved rest for such a heroic act. Now, the Bastion models, which comprised the majority of the Omnic forces, were all of the same model that came before our Bastion. They were all equipped in the same fashion, two-legged scout forces that could transform into miniguns at a moment's notice. Our Bastion somehow became deactivated in the woods and separated from the main force, but the rest of them were under strict programming to march to Stuttgart and take it down in the Omnic campaign to rebel against their creators. As mentioned previously, they were repelled and Stuttgart remained safe. Which brings us to the map today. Players fight to capture a battering ram and make their way into the castle to recover Baldric's remains and armor. Defense players try to stop them. Why they want to do this is not completely clear. Reinhardt has a voice line on this map where he announces that I will reclaim my master's armor. So it's very possible, given the rise in Omnic activity, they would want the armor of a hero who successfully opposed the Omnic forces. Perhaps not for the technology, but as a symbol of hope for Germany. Those who want to defend it might see it as desecrating his remains, or would possibly want to leave him there as a tribute to his sacrifice. Either way, we'll be running up and down this castle for quite some time, and I, for one, am very excited to see such a fun map with a rich history be added to the rotation. Keep overwatching, folks. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, and take care, everybody.